Star Eagle. Very well. The spaceship is not bad, but I would prefer to use my one. Let's it be into the collection. He's carrying something, which may be sold or put into the cargo hold. Wait, Justifier. It's a. Is it a? Is it a? What? Exclusive item. Ranger spacesuit. It's also exclusive. So they are exclusive. Okay. And reload speed. Oh, that's great. Ranger dual wear. Let's use this for a while. Any other feature? Thermal, airborne. Not bad. Zero money. We can't. I don't feel something now.
Got anything you need to offload?
Till
Trade
the
authorities always buy. Kiosk right here for you.
money appears again in the cell box.
Need some work done? Sure, have at it.
Let's change the spaceship. Slipstream. Any quests here in the Killer City? Or not? Where is it? Another one. Oracle Station, water mains. It's a room quest. First contact. What is it? Paradiso. I remember this quest. Supply polytextiles. Okay, maybe. Tell me you want to run the Red Mile. I ran the Red Mile, or they suggest me run it again? Let's see. Maybe we'll find some more quests. Immaculate
Starfield
City.
and her brother-in-law Henry were going.
And payload specialist also. I would prefer to have... Oh, new mission. Talk to Sarah Hilburn. Biran. Okay, okay. Okay, what do you want? Let's place some items into the slipstream to ease my... to ease my items amount. It's little items placed in this container. Others into the cargo hold. Yeah. Switch on to Ranger suit, which allows to have more higher reload speed. It's all slots are occupied. Let's switch on this one. Ranger dual wear. Let's see how it works. And go to the quest. Reload speed.
Captain.
Now a little faster. Beautiful city, beautiful graphics.
Nice stuff living here.
What do you want? Talk to Sarah Filburn. Who is she?
Never ever go outside the city walls after sundown.
Where are Marcus points? Where is Marcus point? In this way.
Kind of booked up right now. Sorry.
Western Pilgrim's house.
A good business person shouldn't let their personal attachments become an obstacle to success. If you're here for Weston, he's underfoot somewhere. Either here or at the factory. But please, if it's about that brewing nonsense, kindly leave. They don't need any more encouragement. Oh, sorry. My nerves are frayed. So many people coming and going for the company. Weston, that's my husband. Well, he's never been what I'd call a dreamer or a visionary. He's a practical man, good with ledgers and numbers. His brother Henry's the creative one, but he seems to have lost interest in growing the company And now all he wants to do is brew beer. Filburn agricultural systems could provide the whole of the settled systems with food, not just Aquila City. Seems those two are content to think small. I mean, you're right, of course. But with a little more hard work, so much good can be done. Well, you didn't come here to hear me natter on. Anything else? Well, there is. The stakes are huge. With further R&D on IntelliWheat, the entire settled systems could benefit. Surely that's worth some less than savory solutions. Exactly. Henry's pet project is tied to market perception. His beer, annoyingly, is really good. But if we could make a bad batch, terrible, really, his margins are tight enough he might be forced to throw in the towel. My husband put his foot down and hasn't risked our core business on this. If Henry loses money here, it'll only be from his pet project. The next big batch of beer is almost done brewing in our factory. You just need to find a way to break in without getting caught by the guard and tamper with it somehow. Then just wait a day or so and see how the batch goes over at the Stone Root Inn. Do that, and I'll pay you handsomely. That's the last I'll talk of this.
need to be smarter, better in the way we handle the Ashta.
Kate, hold up.
So, Henry's new batch. How'd it go over?
I know you like Henry, but
Akil is really the heart of the Freestar
There's something wrong?
Sam said it tasted off. Really off. Gladys said it was fine. Then she dumped her whole glass on the floor when she thought I wasn't looking.
Oh, no.
I don't think we should carry Henry's stuff anymore. Our regulars have stopped ordering his old stuff too.
I'll break the news to Henry.
Ecologies are living things. They move, they change. The way we handle Ashta works for now. So my research could open up more of Aquila to settlement in time.
The Council of Governors meet in our area. Are you that newcomer that saved Mr. Crowley? Oh, he owes you a beer. Heck, a whole keg. Mr. Tate, he's a real deal.
We only use robots for farming. Surely some of that tech we could patent. IntelliWheat is revolutionary. Why waste time with brewing when you can do so much good and make so many more credits? Something happened to Henry's beer? That's terrible. So terrible. But I'm sure I know nothing about it. Here's some credits for delivering the news. I expect that's the last I'll be seeing of you.
Garrett's are coming in nice.
Got a call, someone's power kept going out. Know what it was? A heat leech as long as...
Ashta are sometimes spotted by the farms. That's why we only use robots outside the walls.
If you are ever looking to buy property, remember me, Mr. Tate. My manor in the core has been approved by both the mayor and the historical committee. Not strictly necessary, but it means you can buy it with a clean conscience. Wait, before you go, my instinct says you're a person who knows how to work with their hands, or in this case, heavy equipment. Are you familiar with mining lasers? Excellent. There are so many in the stretch, living in terrible conditions. The Low House and I are working together to make cheap, affordable housing. But the land we want to build on has hard stone that needs to be cleared. There is some pay, but everyone involved in this project is doing so at a discount. Once you clear the land, we'll be one step closer to changing some lives for the better.
You ever hear the one about the orphan and the platypus?
A pleasure to see you again. I don't suppose this time you're here to buy property. Marvelous. One step closer. I can't wait. I know it's not much, but...
Hardly walk 2 steps without running into. Nobody's allowed outside the city walls after nightfall.
A new
For
novel
their own
written
safety.
by Freestar veteran and author Hawa Mega has been climbing the charts. Meg Horizon is a fictionalized account of a mech
Just keep your gun holstered during your stay.
Hello. Thinking of having another go at the red mine.
Don't exist before the Rangers will help you if you get into trouble out here.
Over there.
Should be no assholes out here.
Should we? What if he hates being bothered? I've seen him rip the head off. And I am happy to allow you. But very well then. Then you're on your own. Use whatever tools necessary. I wish you good fortune out there. To all my distinguished guests joining us here today. Hello! This brave contestant has come to run the infamous Red Mile for your entertainment and gambling pleasure. Place your bets. Do you think our champion is up to the challenge? Or is this the time they face a gruesome death below? Without further delay, open the doors and let our challenger begin what could be their final run.
I keep thinking I should run.
champion. I'm very impressed with. Now the moment.
What the hell are you looking at? You trying to piss me off?
I took this job so I could be here to see all the runners in person. Of course, most of them.
I can't wait for the next run. This place used to be a real dive.
Lynn is really trying to turn this place around.
Howdy.
Whatever you have to say.
Fame and fortune. Do enjoy your stay. Can I happy to serve you? Sure. What would you like? I'll be here if you need anything. Hey, just so you know, I'll keep pouring them as long as yours. Come and see me if you need anything else.
Don't you think we'd be a prime target for pirates? But they know to stay away for the most part.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sukiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Something I can help you with? Ah, yes. Let's get right to it then. As you can imagine, we've got a predicament on our hands. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so? Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. I see. Well, if you're speaking on their behalf, I'll refer you right along to the chairman of the Paradiso Group's board, Oliver Campbell. All formal decisions will go through him, not me. I'll let him know you're on your way.
Welcome to Paradiso. Hello, welcome to Hotel Paradiso. You may continue inside to the main desk if you need to check in for your stay, or feel free to browse the shops along the promenade. Let me know if I can answer any questions you may have or help you in any other way. Ah, this is your first time here. That's exactly what it is. Paradiso prides itself on being the fanciest, most relaxing resort getaway in the galaxy. People from all over come here to bask in the sun, enjoy the all-natural beaches, explore, enjoy the local wildlife, and generally get pampered. For that, you'll want to head inside, go to the main desk, and speak with Dirk. He'll be more than happy to guide you through the check-in process. If you have business with Oliver, you'll first need to speak with Kiwi, the board's executive assistant. You'll find them if you take the elevator up to the top floor and go down the hallway. Unfortunately, the beach is reserved for hotel guests only, and that goes for the entire planet's beaches. The Paradiso Group owns all land on Parima 2, so you must either be a resort guest or have prior authorization for any public or private beach use. But, and you didn't hear this from me, security rarely has the bandwidth to patrol outside the main resort. Always feel free to ask if you have more questions.
Enjoy us. We've got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
Hey, it's my pleasure to make sure our guests are happy.
I'm not much of a beach person, but everyone talks about this place, so I had to see for myself.
I don't think any place could be more perfect.
I'm on vacation because I don't want to be bothered by anyone. Get it?
Oh, hey, a customer. Welcome to Paradiso Gift Shop and Convenience. Feel free to look around, but don't break anything or you've got to buy it. And before you ask, there aren't any discounts, so don't even try to haggle with me. Yes, that's what I'm here for. Have fun out there.
I'm here to say... Hello there.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got a pretty high-pressure job working as the executive assistant to the Paradiso board. You can imagine, dealing with a team of execs, trying to manage all of their schedules and their other whims. But it pays well, and they give me a nice executive suite at the hotel to live in, so it's not all bad. Free access to all the resort's amenities after work helps too. People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it. And we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business. What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say. Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
It may be paradise.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
Ah, I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Blom's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this.
If you've heard about us elsewhere, chances are it's because of me.
Hello? I didn't realize Kiwi was letting people in here. You're lucky I'm not like the other board members, lazing about the beaches without a care in the universe.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about.
Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm gonna cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some bodgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. You'd be surprised what people fall for. Locally sourced island fruit essences, for instance. It's just the same old fruits brought over from Earth ages ago, but we get nearly 10 times the market for them. But you're right, no one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So, tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away? No worries, mate, but my time is valuable. Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it, as I've mentioned. It could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck. Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
Every day's nice around here. But I think you call us.
If I could just stay here forever.
major incidents in a while.
Can't wait for my shift to be over so I can relax like a guest.
I don't want to. Keep an eye on your valuables. If you can't protect your own, you don't belong here.
Hey.
There was a time when I'll take any cargo you want to unload.
We'd be dust except for the factory.
You ready to do some business? Good.
Ron hopes the best thing that happened to us.
Okay. Hello? Pardon?
Off-worlders. Nothing ever.
Just keep it holstered.
Oh, hello. I'm not used to people wanting to talk to me. Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape, too. Parts not cheap, though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are. True. I keep telling myself I'm holding on to it for the right time. Perhaps this is that right time. I hear you. Maybe we can work something out. Tell you what. Sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
How's it going? You need something?
Good day, Captain.
Now that we know what's out there, we were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. Oh. Wow, you're new? Weird. Okay, wasn't expecting this. I guess I should introduce myself? I'm Janet. What's up? You? Oh, well, nice to meet you, I guess. I could take a break to chat if you want. Certainly not what I want to do. I mean, I hate this job, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm the cultivation manager. Fancy words for farmer and fertilizer collector. I didn't have a choice. Most people don't. You get a job, and that's it. Like, I'm great at what I do, but I would enjoy doing literally anything else. Meanwhile, my sister Julia, she gets to hang out with kids all day and watch movies. The kids I couldn't care less about, but she doesn't even care about Earth culture. Ugh! Oh my god, it's terrible. I don't know how my parents did it, knowing they would never, ever get to leave until they died. Every day, you see exactly the same things. The same people do the same job. It's all the same. All the time. Seriously, the only thing that kept me going was knowing that we were the generation who knew we'd finally get the hell out of here. Although now that we're here, nothing seems to be happening. Sometimes I wonder if my sister was the lucky one. Ah, so you've met her. No, not Julia. Julia and I were actually triplets with our sister Jen, but the ship ran out of one of her medications and she didn't make it. Sucks, but it is what it is. We only have so many supplies, we couldn't exactly get anything new along the way. Anyway, it happened a long time ago. I don't really feel that she's lucky. I'm just frustrated. Oh my god, every day. Seriously, although now that we're here. Maybe so. Look, I'm just frustrated with all this. I'm venting. Let me vent, please. See you, I guess. Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
I wonder what it's like out there, beyond our little community. And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
There's so much more to learn about now.
I wonder what else is out there.
Wow. I've heard about you, but here you are. Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Hey there. These are exciting times, aren't they?
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
I wonder what else is out there.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Wow. I've heard about you, but here you are.
Hey there.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Well, then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Hey. And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
There's so much to learn about now.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live. Wow. Hi.
Perhaps I can soon retire. That's something people used to do, I hear. Wait, how is it I don't know you? I know everyone on this ship. Oh my. Yes, of course. Sorry, I was with a difficult patient when the announcement came through. But now I remember. They sent my husband, Mabuti, to greet you. It's quite fortunate that you arrived when you did, for Mabuti's sake. Hopefully you can help resolve our current predicament. I hope you do. A lot of us are counting on getting off this ship. Some of us can't afford to wait much longer. Nothing. Not in the medical sense. As one of the eldest on board, he was ready to volunteer for termination. But thanks to your arrival, that is no longer needed. It means that he was going to volunteer his own life for the sake of the others on this ship, due to limited spaces and supplies. Like the others, his life would then be honored with special distinction and recorded for history. Rarely we had to make difficult choices when no one would volunteer. But Mabuti, he's too generous to let that happen. I certainly hope so, too. It shouldn't. We try our best to avoid that through careful family planning. Rarely we run into situations where things do not go according to plan. And then we must adjust
and make difficult decisions concerning our community and resources. We never do anything without careful consideration. But at the end of the day, we need to do what is best for the ship, so as not to put everyone in jeopardy. Indeed. There aren't many doctors on board. In addition to regular checkups, I perform surgeries, obstetrics, and other medical procedures. I also help train the next generation of doctors. After all, someone must. It's demanding work. I'll see what I... Take care of yourself out there.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change it.
Hi.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside.
Just stay out of trouble.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Hey there.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Wow. Hi.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
So much more to learn about
What
now.
else is out there?
Huh. And to think, all this time we thought we were alone.
It's almost time to take inventory of our stock again. Hi there. Oh! Huh. Nice to meet you. And that's true. As you can imagine, everyone kind of just knows each other around here. Meeting new people isn't really a thing for us. Right? We've been cooped up together in this ship all our lives. So outside of births, there's literally no way for new people to arrive, you know? Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Daisuke, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk. Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies, or, where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared in some way, but sometimes people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out. We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled, even the food, in a roundabout way. if you know what I mean. It works out for the most part, because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here. Be seeing you.
Wow. I've heard about you, but here you are.
Boy, hey.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. Never seen a ship like yours before. But then again,
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Laserix. Hi there.
Wow. I've heard about you, but here you are. I wonder what else is out there.
And to think all this time we thought we were alone.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
There's so much more to learn about now.
Now that we were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. You don't need... We got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Just stay out of trouble.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that. Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out. I wonder what it's like out there, beyond our little community. Careful waving that fancy gun around. You don't need to see what it can do.
I wonder what... These are exciting times, aren't they?
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived. Hey there.
Yeah? What's that?
It was about jobs back on Earth. They'd sometimes get overrun.
Just stay out of trouble.
Oh, yeah, insects. We learned about those in our lessons when we were kids.
Wow. I've heard about you, but here you are.
If we ever land in our lifetime, we might have to worry about them and get to planting our crops.
Oh, I hope not. Let's not think about that.
Miss Yang said we are experiencing history right now, and that there will be
I
books
bet
written
you've
about
been on
us.
lots of
I'm
cool
gonna
space
be in a
adventures.
book.
Just like in the old movies.
Teaching will always be a part of my life.
I wonder how many other planets are out there that we can live on. I bet there's a million.
I heard you came from outside the ship. I bet it was pretty cold out there. You're less weird than I thought you would be.
Captain
my
Brackenridge
mom
says
and
the
dad were
future is
scared when
bright,
you came on board,
but I think the
but
constant
I don't
was
know
pretty
why.
bright
You
too.
seem okay.
So I don't really know what she means. I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool.
Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appear to be wrong. Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers. ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. Ha! You must have been speaking with my sister. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of chief historian. Generations ago, it used to be lawkeeper of humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as captain, engineering officer, or cultivation manager, it's still vital to our mission. I do. But sometimes it's frustrating to convince some people that my job is important, since it's not directly related to our continued survival. There was a time where I thought my sister was the lucky one, running the hydroponics farm and being responsible for feeding everyone on board. But I grew to like my work, and working with children is nice, especially since I'll never have any of my own. It's okay. I don't mind you asking. I'm actually proud of my choice. It's a great honor to give up one's ability to have a family so that others may. As you can imagine, a population limit is a necessity on board a colony ship. I made my choice long ago to give others the chance to have a larger family should they wish. Though, I suppose I don't need to worry about that now. Maybe it's time to consider it. Of course. Everyone was assigned their roles here. We don't choose our roles, since there are only so many of us, and every job is critical. Someone has to prove themselves either exceptionally bad at their job, or exceptionally good at another, in order to be moved. But that rarely happens. I run the educational programs aboard the ship for all the children and any adults who are looking to learn about Earth history. We try to have group sessions some evenings, where we read old Earth literature, watch old films, listen to music, and the like. So yes, I hang out with children and watch movies, but it's more involved than that. We historians are charged with keeping Earth culture alive, so that we never forget where we came from. Thanks for saying so. Goodbye.
I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool.
My mom and dad were scared when he came on board, but I don't know why. He seemed okay.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to make do with inelegant solutions to complex technical problems. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster-than-light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? Oh, I've heard of this technology, but always believed it was theoretical in nature. Maybe we can talk about it in more detail later. I'm sure you have more pressing matters to handle. I've waited this long. What's a little longer, eh? Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend. Yes, so many. Does everyone have their own spaceships like you? Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform? Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time. Haha! I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors' time, only the very wealthy could afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources. I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there. Disappointing, but not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi Paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves. Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here. Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubblegum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on, and the ship flying. Great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way. What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? You do? Well, this should be a bit easier, though I must remind you, the ship is much older than the ones you're likely used to working on. So, listen to me first. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it! and mine. Can you go inform the captain while they're See you!
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
As I always tell my patients, worry not, for tomorrow, if there is ever anything, I'm a doctor and a counselor. I assist my wife Lorelei in performing minor medical duties, but I also practice psychology and help maintain our crew's mental health. I know it must seem strange to you. I am not a captain, nor am I a security guard. But I was brought along for a very specific reason. The captain trusts me to de-escalate situations. Pardon me saying, but we did not know who you were or what your intents were. So, Captain Breckenridge wanted me to come along as a friendly face and keep the conversation amicable. I am glad that you were peaceful, and my role was as limited as it was. Thank you. Life on a colony ship has its ups and downs, as you can probably imagine. I tend to look on the bright side of things, however. To the best of our knowledge, we were on a critical mission, saving the human race from extinction. That notion was always with us, and it instilled a sense of pride and duty. Sure, the living quarters could be considered cramped, and we could go nowhere else. But we also had near endless time with friends and loved ones. I suppose as I get on in years, I have learned to appreciate that more than anything. Yes, our daughter is now pregnant with our second child, and the Constant is at capacity. It is the duty of the old to make way for the young. It is how we have survived. There is a small chance that if we cannot resolve this issue with the settlement below in time, I may need to follow through and do what is right for all of us. I doubt it will come to that, because you have brought us hope. But nothing is guaranteed. I am at peace with that, as my parents were before me. Lorelei is, of course, not pleased. She can be a little stubborn, but as she is also the one to carry out the procedure, it is understandable. That is most likely true, but were it to happen again, I would remain confident in my decision. The pleasure was mine.
lived my entire life in Constant.
Hi.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
There's so much more to learn about now. And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Whew, what a day! I'm looking forward to some time alone with my hubby. Oh, hi! Hello! You're the alien, the person that came from out there, in space, that we weren't expecting at all. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Can we start this over? Yeah, calming down. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. I'm Abe Levitz. Abe Levitz. I'm the cabin manager here, so if there's anything you need during your stay, I'm happy to accommodate. Please do, even if you just want to schmooze.
Is now a good time to talk, my love?
Ah, glad you asked! I coordinate cabin maintenance, plan activities, even help settle domestic disputes. It's a demanding job, but in short, I'm here to keep people happy. I try to keep both the kids and adults entertained. Scavenger hunts, sing-alongs, fun little art projects, you name it. We also have regular media nights where a historian, Julia Yang, screens old movies, plays music, and exposes us to other Earth media. Me? Hey, well, there's not much to say. I take care of people here. I live with my husband, Daisuke, no kids. We passed on having a surrogate so others could have larger families. Instead, I get to spend time with everyone in their families here. They call me their bubby because I'm like the grandmother they never had. I may have had something to do with that nickname.
Very well, my dear. I will not pursue it any further, and will speak no more of it for now.
Oh? Oh, you must mean the Yiddish. It's an old family tradition. The Levitts have been trying to keep it alive for hundreds of years now. See, we didn't think the language would survive if we didn't, so we charged ourselves with preserving it. It's a point of pride for our family, and something I'd like to pass on to others so they don't forget. Like my great-great-great-great-grandmother's latke recipe. People didn't know what to think. Here we are, minding our own business out in deep space, all alone. Then we hear some sort of garbled transmissions on the radio, real screechy, real inhuman-sounding stuff. Then you show up? People had all sorts of fakakta theories. Aliens, time travelers, you name it. We watch a lot of old movies, so... Anyway, it spooked the bejesus out of us, because we were expecting to find nobody. See you later, I hope.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Hey there.
Hey, do you want to play hide and seek later?
No, we've already used up all the good hiding.
We've got strict rules around here, but there's strict for a
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
But you know we aren't allowed in there without a grown-up. And besides, you just told me...
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
I saw Amin in here again. How many meals does that guy eat?
Just stay out of trouble.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to... Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Just stay out of trouble.
Perhaps there will be up. Your arrival has... Be well on your journey.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Well, then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived. Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously. Something I understand much better now than in my youth.
To think all this time, we thought we were... I wonder, what else is out there?
We got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Hey! So it is true. An actual stranger aboard our ship? Wow. Oh, geez. Sorry, of course you don't know my name. We never met. I'm Yue. Wow, I never thought this would happen. Sure. Well, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. Oh, I'm the navigation officer. Though I switch between nav and piloting. I'll be honest, the ship pretty much flies itself. Its destination hasn't changed since it launched, and we're here now, so... I'm not sure what's next. It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us. See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there. Saved some fuel and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff. Get you around.
Just stay out of trouble.
Now, we were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change.
Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life. Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made. A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually.
Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you.
The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy... Thank you again for all you've done. We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Purima 2 here. Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again. Can I get a status update?
Quiet as always.
Carry on then.
I'm the navigation officer. I pilot too, though the ship was designed to pretty much fly itself, so I don't get to do that as much as I'd like. But I'm helping us to chart courses for new worlds. The data we got from Paradiso has been quite handy for that. Then it's just up to the captain to make the call on where to settle down. Take care of yourself out there, eh? No matter what the future... I'll be watching the skies for you.
Wow. I maintain order around here, and I aim to continue that, even in these strange new times. We had time to prepare ourselves since we arrived in orbit around this planet. We knew there was life, and the predominant theory was that it was human life. When you approached, we needed to be careful. Both because you presented a potential threat, but also potential salvation. Plans were in place to deal with both scenarios, and luckily, cooler heads prevailed. I don't have much basis for comparison. People tend to stay in line, but when they don't, I imagine it can be more challenging than out there. We only have a small break. So in the few cases where there was widespread disorder, we needed to improvise. I'm told that has only happened once in our entire history. There was a brief revolt under Captain Breckenridge II, when he amended the rationing laws. Prisoners were confined to their quarters. After the trial, the leader of the mutiny was exiled to space. We take security threats very seriously, for obvious reasons. It may surprise you to learn that I didn't. See, in my teenage years, I was quite rebellious. I stole a keycard and used it to get into the reactor. My shenanigans almost led to a total reactor meltdown. Normally, the punishment for such an act would be ejection from the ship. But my parents pleaded with Diana's father, the captain at the time, for leniency. He agreed. After I served time in the brig, he assigned me a job with the security team. I took the lesson to heart and have been taking my job seriously ever since. Indeed. I tell it because it is important to remember why we have rules that must be followed. And yet, it is good to be reminded that sometimes leniency does have its benefits. Stay out of trouble.
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off the ship.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again,
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
I know we will find a new home. We must. Back when resources were a concern, it was a necessity for our continued survival. Our daughter is now pregnant with her second child. But now, as you can imagine, I am. But I would have gone through with it if need be. It is the way I was raised to be, to make sacrifices so that others may live on. There used to be an elderly couple on board. They had no children, so their family name was to die with them. I convinced Lorelei that we should take it on in their honor, which is why we are now the DeCostas. My brother will continue our family legacy. It was good talking with you.
Great. How many more
I'm worried
days,
about
months,
Janet.
years of being
I wonder
cooped
if
up here
someone
before we
from
find a
God's
new
side
place to
can
live?
help her.
Hey, maybe you could help out Abe. He's been talking about needing someone with a ship.
What's wrong? You seem upset.
I am. Can you believe we're still out here, roaming around looking for some new home we may never find? We were there! We found one, just like we set
We
out.
were so close to finding our new home.
But there were obvious problems
Too
with
much
it.
longer now.
I'm sure Captain Brackenridge has a very good reason for doing what she's doing now.
I'm not so sure. There's got to be some other reason she's taking us on this ridiculous new journey. Someone should do something about her. I'm not sure she's fit to lead anymore.
Come on, don't talk like that. I'm sure it'll all make sense soon. Just try to wait and see.
I'm not so sure.
It's not so bad. Roaming the universe, looking for that perfect new home. If you ever need a friendly ear to listen and not judge, you know where to find me. Oh, you heard? I was just kvetching to myself. Mostly I just need to find someone with a ship, but hey, you're someone with a ship, aren't you? I'll save you the spiel, but ever since we found out that people exist out there, the crew's been asking me if we could track down possible relatives. I made the mistake of looking some up, and now they want to connect with them. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to schlep anyone back and forth, but could you deliver these messages for us to connect our crew with their relatives? Oh, you're such a mensch! Thank you! Let me get you the letter and the information you'll need to track down the relative.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. There's so much more to learn about now. Wow, hey. Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
I've lived my entire life in...
Well, look who it is. The one who helped us out of our situation, leaving us to roam the galaxy forever. Sorry, I don't mean to be ungrateful or rude. I know it's not your fault. You were just trying to help. It's me. I'm just frustrated. Is it that obvious? Brackenridge is intent on finding a home just as perfect as Paradiso, and it's clear that's never going to happen. I'd love to leave. But outside of you and the occasional passing trade ships we make contact with. There aren't any ways off this ship. And besides, Breckenridge forbids it. I've tried. She insists we stay together for the sake of the community. I'm stuck here. It's a long shot. You've dealt with her. You know she can be stubborn. But then again, you did make her see reason before and set us on this path. Maybe you can do it again and fix this mess. Sorry, I know it may not sound like it, but I'd actually be really grateful to you if you succeed.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble than ever. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Mike, we've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. What's a little longer? Goodness, I'm not sure yet. We'll need to study our new star map. Then, well, I suppose we'll venture forth and try to find the perfect new home for us. It may take some time, but I'm confident we'll find something. And when we do, we'll find a shuttle to take us planetside. Thanks again for your help. My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own.
Saw Mean in here again. Meals does that guy...
Understandably, some are disappointed that we gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine. That's a good question, but I firmly believe that establishing our own home is what our ancestors would want for us. I think that we will assimilate to some degree, particularly when it comes to trade and exchange of ideas. However, we've fared by ourselves for so long, it would be unreasonable for our people to give up our own sovereignty in favor of a completely different society's rules and expectations. It may seem like it's about me maintaining control, but it's more about avoiding massive culture shock. We'll get there, but we'll need to ease into it so future generations can reap the benefits. I'm well aware of Janet's desire to leave. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. For the sake of our mission and community, we need to stay together. Each member of our community is valuable, especially Janet. If she left, we'd be at least a couple of weeks behind in food production while we trained someone to fill her role. But I suppose if you brought us more food staples to tide us over while that happens, we could do it. Say, a large quantity of potatoes? Sorry, that's not going to be enough. If we're really going to do this, you'll need to bring me more. Let me know when you've got what I'm asking for. That planet was not right for us anyway. No. Well, if you can bring me those potatoes to make up for our potential food shortage in her absence, I'll be happy to consider it. Yes. Losing her would mean one less person to help out, and we're strained as it is. We're all in this together. Have been since the very start. If she goes, then who else will want to go? We need to preserve our culture for the sake of our mission, and it's hard to do that if everyone leaves. Very well. Return when you're ready.
Great. How many more days, months, years of being cooped up here before we find a new place to live?
Good luck, I guess. But I'm not holding my breath. No offense, but Diana can be extremely stubborn. I mean, even now, she's dead set on finding the perfect world for us to settle, whatever that means. She doesn't even know, and yet I feel like we're going to be floating out here forever because of her weird stubbornness. So yeah, good luck.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see it.
We've got strict rules around here. But they're strict for a reason.
I have lived my entire life in the Constant.
What? Hey! Sorry. Yeesh. Bite the head off, Abe, why don't you? Sorry, I'm just having one of those days where people expect big things from me and I can't handle it all by myself. What can I do for you? Till next time. Yes? Hi. Mostly, I just need to find some. I'll save you the spiel, but I made the mistake. Now, I'm not gonna ask you to schlep. Oh, you're such a... Let me get you the letter and the information you'll need to track down the relative. What? Hey! Sorry. Yeesh. Right. What can I do for you? Mostly, I'll save you the... I made the mistake of look... Now, I'm not... Of course, yes, of course. Let me get you...
Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be more interesting.
Greetings, Captain.
to our next destination. You need anything? That'd be great. Hopefully you can find us out there exploring, or if we finally settle. Take care.
If you don't see what you... Hope you're finding everything you... Oh, please, take a look. Appreciate the business.
Your ship's not half bad. Word to the wise, avoid the stretch, especially Aggie.
Asher are sometimes spotted by the farms. That's why we only use robots outside the walls.
It's tough living here. Hopefully you're not some UC pro.
Welcome to Welcome to the Hitching Post. What do you have?
How are you?
Never ever go outside the city walls after sundown. Astra are more aggressive at night.
Look what the Astra dragged in. Hey, Tempest, I brought in another couple bounties. Hope you're keeping up. Don't get yourself killed out there.
Welcome, Tracker. Welcome back, Tempest. Until you return.
May your quarry's death be as swift as snuffing out a candle.
What's the word, Tempest? How's your gear holding up? Look, I can't get... Pleasure doing business with you. You got it. I'm working on getting some new stock, so check back again later.
You're really making a name for yourself, I see.
Howdy.
Okay.
What?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes?
Yes? Yes? What?